Hey, this is Shanna with Florabella Collection, and in this video I'll be showing you 3 different edits of this image, and I used the new Florabella Trinity Actions set for all 3. Here is the before, and the first edit, the second edit, and then a black and white. So here's your before image, and I'm just going to go up to my Trinity set. And the first edit, I'm going to use the action Dusk 2. Dusk is a really versatile, musky, deep, very kind of moody action. And that is just straight with no tweaks. I can go in and I can brighten it up a little bit. And let's see what else I would likely do. Dusk also has a yellow out in case there's too much yellow. In this case, I don't think there is. Brush. It also has a color brush, a creamy light brush, and a blush brush. So I'm just going to use the blush brush here with a white brush. I'm going to start at 100% opacity. I'm just going to add a little bit of blush tone to her cheeks. And then I'm going to take that opacity, here's 100%, I'm going to take that opacity down to about 30 so it looks more natural. I can brush a little bit on at a low opacity on her lips. If you're going to be doing lips and cheeks, you can also duplicate this, right click and duplicate the layer. That way you have one layer for each so you have more control. And here's my color brush, again with my white brush. I'm going to increase my brush size with my right bracket. I'm just going to make the color of her Elsa dress pop a little bit. And, oops, my opacity was too low. Bring my opacity up to about 90 at first, and then I can reduce the layer. Make her crown a little more colorful. And I just want to bring out some of these colors in the background of fall, just a little bit. Okay, and then I can play with the opacity of that layer as well. But I kind of like it a little bit high, so I'm going to keep it at about 85. There's a layer called Peach Tone, and in this case I'm going to bring that up a little bit, make it a little more peachy, so her skin has that peachy creaminess. And this layer is really important. This is the Smoky Vignette. I like this layer a lot. But in this case, I'm going to reduce the opacity a little bit. And you can also go to your white layer mask, use a black brush, and just brush over your subject to make your subject pop. Maybe the center, a little bit of this light. And I think that's about it for this image. Dusk 2 also has a black and white dusk conversion built in. So that would be an instant black and white. Sometimes you just don't know if an image is going to look better in color or black and white. So it's a real quick way to see. I really prefer this one in color, the before and the after. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this image. Here we go. And I'm going to click Alt or Option on a Mac and the little eyeball on the background layer and just flatten. And for the second edit, I'm going to use an action called Custom Color and Light, okay, and that is up here in the Clean Color Actions. This action is unique in the fact that it has some movable light at the top, okay, and that's straight out of the box on that one. Likely, I like to go in and tweak it a little bit. This layer that it lands on is your sheer movable light layer. You can see that I can move and manipulate the light and put it over here if I want the light source over there, or put it back over here. I think it looks good there. But also another thing you can do is you can right click and duplicate it, and you can add a little light over here as well. I would lower that opacity. Just a little more light coming in from that side would be pretty. Again, there's a blush brush built in. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to reduce the light and layer a little bit. I feel like it's a little too bright. And maybe I'm going to increase the color layer, the color pop layer, not too much. Increase the sunny tone. And that's a real pretty sunny tone that's built in there. And the soft contrast. Let me take the light and layer a little bit back up. Okay, so here's the blush brush, and I'm going to choose a white brush, and I'm just going to brush a couple little, reduce my opacity, brush just a little bit over her lips. I would be more careful if I wasn't making the video. There's also a haze layer that you can add haze, so it looks like really hazy. I like it just about how it was. There's a brighten layer and also a deepen layer that you can click on and also mask. Make it a tiny bit brighter. You can also add the deepen layer, and here's a trick. Come over here to your gradient tool, choose the round gradient, and I want to click in the center and drag out to the edge. And you see what that did. It just made a nice smooth gradient from none of the effect of this layer. You'd see the center isn't affected at all, to the outside being a little deeper. And that kind of creates an interesting vignette. And likely, since I did add some light up here, again, none of this is necessary, just showing you how there are just so many possibilities. Oops. I'm going to make sure I have my white brush, because, or actually, I'm sorry, my black brush, because I want to make sure that it's not deeper where the light was. I'm just going to make it deeper. So that's what that would do. Okay, and the color brush. Again, you can use the color brush, make sure you're on white, and just increase those colors if you want. That's way too intense. So we'll just bring down the opacity and just brighten it up a bit, make it look sunnier. So here is the before and the after. It's just kind of infusing the image with light. Now again, in any of these actions, you have a black and white conversion that you can just click on. Or after you're done editing, you can flatten and use this action in the black and white section called Instant Custom Black and White. And again, I use this over my color images. And it's very adjustable. I'm going to make that deeper. You can add matte or haze. You can make a light hazy image, but in this case I want to make it deeper. And I think I'm going to use my gradient again to just take that off of her face. Makes a nice vignette. So that is one black and white option. Here's the vintage tone. Bring the tone up. That looks really pretty. So here's color and black and white. So here we have the before, the dusk 2, the custom color and light, and then the instant custom black and white. The Florabella Trinity action set can be found at florabellacollection.com. Thanks.